We're ready to rock and roll. You're on the dock with Pastor Troy here and the gang here. We're excited. We haven't been in the studio in a while, but we're going to get rocking and rolling here. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, and we're here at onthedock.org, dropping those casts every Tuesday and Thursday. You don't want to miss it. And if you remember, you haven't heard it in a while, we're all about conversations that propel your faith out of the shallows and into the deep. Guarantee you we're going to be doing that today. We're going to be doing that for this whole sub-series. It's going to be just incredible. You can always find us at On The Dock. Go to onthedock.org. You can find all of our platforms. We have multiple platforms available to you. YouTube is our number one place to watch us. Watch it and share it and copy that share and paste it on everybody's stuff. Harass your friends with it, please. And Spotify and iTunes are also audio ways to listen to it. Google Play as well. All those work great. You can watch us on Facebook if they don't take us off. And Roku as well. Roku, you have to download the SermonNet app and then find On The Dock channel. So Roku is a great way to do it, but you got to download the SermonNet app and then find the On The Dock with Pastor Troy channel. And then also Rumble, SermonNet is also available, and we have our archives there as well. And you can social media watch us on Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, Twitter, and we added Getter late last year, and Getter is happening. Go find us on Getter. We want to promote that. They don't cut anything off, neither does Telegram. So we got to watch out on everything else. I stay in trouble, and my wife stays in trouble more than I do on Facebook, but she gets me in trouble. So hit subscribe, like, hit notify, make comments, share it with others, harass people, tell them to watch On The Dock with Pastor Troy. And if you want to become a partner, you can go to our Patreon site, download the Patreon app or go to Patreon, become an On The Dock partner. There are a couple different options. I can't read my print. My wife was right. So there are 4 tiers of partnership and 3 tiers of sponsorship. You can be a partner with the show. You can be a sponsor of the show. Go find out. Give us some money, and we'll talk about you for a while and help us out. We'd love to have you be a partner. We got a lot of great things happening and on that. And hey, I miss being at the table here. Ben will tell you about his table here in a minute. Ben built this table. Great table. It's back. It's still standing, Ben.
It's a table.
Something about this 100-plus-year-old cotton.
Do you feel that vibration in the mic?
Yeah, the whole building.
It goes on for generations.
So you can go to onthedock.org, find out all about us, find all of our platforms. You can find the Patreon link. You can get just everything. You find out about us. And you can email us if you just can't do any of that and you're just as slow as I am. Email us at info@onthedock.org. Donna Kanuski, our executive producer, will put training wheels on it and help you do it. All right. And we're glad to have you here. Again, I'm your wonderful host, Pastor Troy. Glad to have you here. But I am in studio. We've got the distinguished, my partner in life, Mother Beth. Mother Beth, how are you doing?
Distinguished?
Yeah, helps me pull your mic over. You forgot that? Yeah, distinguished. Well, lovely. She's in camouflage with flowers. I love it today.
Camo.
She will not be seen.
You can't see me.
Yeah, across the street and down on the right is Ben Odolini. He's also one of our incredible, lovely, handsome co-hosts. And he's my partner for this whole series. This series is a special series that him and I have been working on for a while, along with Lucas in the studio, our executive director. He's in here. Our producer. You're a producer. She's a director, right? I get that wrong. Kranuski's going to be mad about me calling her you. So, but we got Lucas in the studio as well here. I didn't put your picture up, Lucas. That's okay. But they can't handle it anyway. But we're on the dock. We're getting ready to go. We're getting into season 2. This is our second subset in season 2. I want to tell you what we're doing. We are doing the Worship Leaders of Southern Illinois series. Wow. Isn't that big? That's big. I mean, that's not Heron, Marion. That's Southern Illinois. That's God's part of Illinois. There's not much of God in Illinois, but what little is there is in Southern Illinois. And it's basically, if you're a Cardinals fan, you're a part of that team. And woohoo, we got Albert Pujols back.
Really?
Wow. Pujols signed. He's going to finish his career as a Cardinal.
I thought he played ice hockey.
20 home runs. He gets 20 home runs. Hopefully by the time you heard this, he's gotten the 20 home runs, I'd bet. He has 20 home runs. He becomes third all time. He passes up Alex Rodriguez. And he would go behind like Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, and the big dogs. So he'd be number 4.
I could start wearing my shirt again.
Yeah, we could put Pujols, and he got his same number back. Nobody used his number because they knew they would retire it. He got 5 back. So Pujols is back. Cardinals, get your stuff out. If you burnt or sold your stuff, you're embarrassed. So praise God for Cardinals. It'll be fun. He's designated hitting. He ain't hardly play. Just gonna come up and swing. That's kind of cool. All right, but we're in the studio. We are going to be featuring in this part of the series a wonderful feature with a brother that is just dear to us here at On the Dock at Community of Faith Church. Israel Lopez is in the house from Love and Truth Church. He's the worship pastor there at the Craneville Established Church. It's the Craneville campus. It's a bigger institution, and I got his beautiful face right there. There he is. Look at it. No, we get what we pull, what we get. You got to purge the internet. You get what we purge. Hey, don't worry, your brother's going to get a lot better picture because he's a professional photographer. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but we that's on your website.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to fix that business.
Well, that was taken 2 years ago.
I know, but you need.
I think you look great.
Right now, you want the older because you're at the age where you want to look more mature. But when you get my age, you want to go back and find the younger picture so you look less gray.
Less gray.
Yeah. Less gray and less fat.
Less fat,
And
yeah.
I had the same fat. The fat's just dropping. The fat has not the elasticity it did. So we're in the studio with Israel here from Truth and Love Church, and
Love and Truth.
Love and Truth.
What did you say?
Truth and Love. I'm so sorry.
We call it that sometime to give him a hard time.
Truth and Love. Why? But does the order? It does. I've got it written everywhere backwards, but I got that's terrible. But I got it right in the graphic. Praise God, I got it right in the graphic. But at Love and Truth, does the order? Well, I guess love comes before the truth.
Well, I mean, it's all combined together.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you know what you're talking about. I mean,
everybody on behalf of now, forgive me for any time I mess that up for the rest of the way. I'm going to go, remember, the L becomes before the T in the alphabet of Love and Truth.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to remember it. Love and Truth Church, worship pastor, Israel's here in the house. Just tell us a little bit, if you would. Tell us a little bit about just the basics. We'll get deeper into this. Tell us, first of all, where you're serving, a little bit about your church family and the mission and vision there.
Yeah, well, like we've stated before, it's bigger institution. Love and Truth Ministries has been around for about more than a decade.
Multi-campus church, multi-international church.
Yes,
Here, right?
and we have a lot of churches overseas, which, by the way, our campuses fund everything missionally. So whether we gain a campus or lose a campus, we still
you're helping fund whatever that is there.
And last year we gave over $1 million to our missions. Wow. And that was just through COVID, through everything. So we believe wholeheartedly in going out.
So your partner churches, you got churches, I saw in like Dyersburg, other places around the country.
Yes. So it's mainly based in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. We are the only Illinois campus.
Did somebody run away or something? They came across the bridge. They got lost.
Well, no, Pastor Sherry, Pastor Eddie's wife, is actually from Illinois. And so the connection came through that, and also
she's trying to get us saved. I appreciate that. We're backslidden. She got saved. She's bringing the gospel back to Illinois. I appreciate that. I'm from Tennessee, so anytime Tennessee people can come help us get saved, we need it.
We need it.
We need that in Albert.
They're the true Bible Belt. I will say that. They're the buckle to the Bible Belt.
They are the buckle to the Bible Belt. We're the only part that has a chance right now. We need revival. And it's going to start in the South.
Yeah. So,
well, the Southern Kingdom was Judah, and that was where the gospel was. So we move it out.
Even though we're still north, but
so your church. Give me a little bit about the mission and vision. Of Love. I'll bring that graphic up just so since I messed it up. There's your graphic on your church. Yeah. That's your campus pastor Bob and Terry.
Pastor Bob and Pastor Terry.
Yeah. I grabbed that picture off their website. If it doesn't look like them, I'm sorry.
Looks like them.
Great looking
wonderful.
facility.
Yeah.
Got your contacts there, Love and Truth, church.com. When you go to there, you'll see multiple campuses, but the Craneville campus is at the bottom.
Yeah.
Email for info. There's a Facebook page. You got 2 services?
Yeah, we actually have 3, 2 on Sundays, Wednesday nights, midweek services. Yep.
Gosh, how you do that? I used to do 3 on Sundays. I don't think I can do 2 right now.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but I think it just, we're just making it as
because I know you're like I know you're low energy, very low key, and so you would reserve a lot of energy and just doing 2 services will be no problem.
Said no one ever.
No.
Yeah.
I think any service that any church does, it's always done with 150%. I just mean it's just having the people to be there and just be like, hey, we're here. We're here to help.
I've been thinking about just starting another service. Just say we're starting one.
Yeah.
And none of you that are in the current one can come.
It'll probably just be
just
us.
me and you. Just be me and you.
That's fine.
I don't care.
You'd be surprised.
No, people will come. No people.
Surprised.
And maybe we need to do that. So I need to have the faith you have. But that's why you're here. You're encouraging us. So you've got. What's the mission and vision?
Well, we have a simple mission and simple vision. It's just to change lives, to change our world. So that just means that our world may not be the big world, but our world is still needed to be impact. And what does our world look like? Well, in Southern Illinois, it's everyone we come into contact with, even though we see them like 20 times a day,
I looked over your mission statement. I also looked over your doctrine statement.
Yeah.
It's very solid. It's very, very solid. You're definitely Pentecostal. You're filled with the Spirit. God's moving in the place. People are being set free. Mm-hmm. Salvation is a key there.
Yep.
The mission is there. They're on target with what the Bible stands for.
Yeah.
I love the way y'all have laid it out on your website.
Yeah.
Very clear.
And I mean, it's gone through so much like over time with just people, because church is a hard place to find your identity in. I will say that honestly, because you come from so many things you're raised with, that actually finding a church you actually agree with and that you can see yourself staying.
No, I love it. I love it's laid out very clear.
So,
I could attend there. I could preach there. Fits right in.
You know what? It's even harder for pastors' kids.
It's hard. They go criticize.
Believe me.
Matter of fact, our son went to a church when he was in St. Louis attending university there, still cop. He went to church. He tried this, didn't like it, didn't this. Finally, one pastor, he just got the pastor to the door. That pastor is no longer with us these days, but he's gone to be someplace with the Lord. And he got him to the door and interviewed him. Started asking, what do you believe on this, and this? Go. And the pastor was just bumfuzzled. Like, how do you know these things on theology and free will and all this stuff and the Trinity and all this stuff? And he looked at him and said, and then
he says,
whose kid are you? And he said, Troy Benetone. He said, well, I went to NGL with Troy. I know Benetone, typical pastor's kid,
Well, hey, you just got to know. If it's something that you're going to grow your faith in, you got to know.
You need to know what you believe. You do need
That's
to.
Just it.
And to be honest with you, he didn't go back there. I don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
it wasn't that. It just, it was like the pastor was like insulted that he asked because it was a pop church. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying when you're a pop church, there are churches that just pop and there are churches that pop because there's some real hardwood.
Yes.
When you cook barbecue, there's softwood like apple and peach. It tastes great. But pecan and
I love
hickory.
your barbecue, by the way.
Yeah, I do. But hardwood, your church has some good hardwood doctrine. I'm going to tell you that.
Yes.
And that's why you can build missions on it.
Yes.
That's why you can build campuses on it. It's not a popularity contest in one location.
Right.
You've got something established. And what I bear witness with is here at Community Faith, we have churches overseas that we fund.
Yeah.
And heck, I need to really think about that because they would be more cut from our fabric.
Yeah.
Praise God.
It's an ever extending family.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
we just anything. We love you guys. We love you guys.
No,
we're always trying to steal like one of your drummers or something like that. So, yeah, we're trying to steal
Regularly.
your people regularly. We would give them back. We would even trade people. We offer people CLC. We've offered people.
Hey, whatever we can.
Yeah,
do.
we may capture one of them one time. We've been trying to steal Jordan Griffith from West Monroe Street Apostolic. We're going to get him.
Now
eventually.
he's associate pastor over there.
Yeah, we told him we'll beam him in. He can do a beam in.
Beam in.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your family. Are you married, single, independent?
I am married. Got married back in 2019. Yes.
Okay.
My family.
Okay.
My wife's probably not going to be happy those photos are up there, but
she shouldn't leave them on her Facebook.
oh, they look great.
No, I post them.
You
that
did?
One's the only one that she has on Facebook.
Oh,
the cat one?
great.
The cat one, not with me.
Yeah, the cat one. She does
it. What she posts.
Well, a girl's got to leave her options.
She's got to have her
She's too pretty for you anyway.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She's way too good for you.
Yeah, I agree.
And you can tell the cat doesn't like you. Look at the cat. The cat is mad.
Well, we have that cat entered our family after a conversation we had the day before. She was coming home from the hospital because she works she's an RN and she works at the hospital during the pandemic. Now she works at Marion High School. But
yeah, I burned all the nurses out. Burned our daughter out of working in the hospital too.
But she was coming home one day. She poloed me, Marco Polo, great app. Put that banner up there. I don't know for endorsement. But
there you go.
Yeah. But actually, we had the conversation the day before that. I said, I wanted a pet. She said, we're not ready for that. We just got married, blah, blah, blah. The next day, she says, I did something.
You lost all the way. You started off by losing.
And I said, what happened? And I was like, I thought she wrecked the car or something. And no, she was driving. And she said, I'm bringing someone home. And I was like, The day after we had the conversation that I couldn't bring a pet home, she brings one home.
Yeah, I have 4 of those and a vacuum cleaner, all from similar conversations. So Alyssa's her name?
Alyssa Catherine.
Catherine, beautiful young lady, and you're great partners. I just seen a tremendous change in you since you've been married. Then your brother got married. You guys all got married and got civilized and all this stuff. I mean, the wives have brought just new level of maturity to you guys. I mean, you guys are cut for. I mean, you guys are fabulous.
Yeah,
but it's like the wives have upgraded.
They have upgraded, and I will say it's just a beautiful process. And she's actually lived here her whole life, so she actually lives right across the street from our church.
Wow!
And she only started going there when she was 16.
The fact that the Lopez's can be domesticated is just amazing in itself.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it is. It just
Welcome to America.
welcome to America. Next thing you know, you'll be asking a question like Brother Fred
Yeah,
was today on Facebook. Oh my God!
Hey, but
he's been married
it's
50 years, so
beautiful.
he can do that.
No, but it's awesome. Yeah, growing family.
All right. Well, so
Oh, wait a minute. What's the cat's name?
Rin, Rin.
Ren.
so
Okay.
so where are you from?
I am from California, Southern California. I would
Southern
say.
California.
Not the North. I moved from the South to the South.
So we should have played a Beach Boys song instead of a sitting on the
Yeah,
dock
there
of the
you
bay
go.
song. Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah, we'll have to work on that. Maybe
figure it out.
next season, maybe we substitute a little Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Get a
Yeah, there you
surfboard on
go.
the wall here. Southern California.
Southern California.
All the way here.
yes.
No water, no good food, no nothing here. You're here.
I
Welcome.
mean, yeah, it was quite a journey. It took us. We actually drove over here when we moved, and my grandfather drove. So
It took like 16 years.
Well, hey, tell us about this photo. Now,
Yes.
the top left one, that's your dad. Your dad's a pastor, right?
Yes,
He's retired.
he's-
Okay, tell me about your dad, because I've met your dad. I've spent time with him.
yes, he's been a pastor for more than about 20 years.
Real man of God.
And it's been an awesome turn of events just these past few years, seeing how much he's grown to even champion us now with
Yeah.
our faith. It's been under his leadership. It's been a unique process when your father's a pastor.
Yes.
But I've never in my life will probably ever meet someone who's just so loving of people. And he's taught us how much how much importance it is to grow in a community and to make that community happen for other people.
Your dad's demeanor radiates from you guys.
Yes.
Your dad has that. It's real
very
from you
proud.
guys. All he is.
He will post it on
he's
Facebook.
amazing. And
He's very
you actually like your dad.
And we do love him.
No, you love your dad. I've read what you said and said things in
Yes.
Facebook. I like my dad, but I wish I had that relationship with my dad. That you
He
do.
never had. He never actually knew his father. So
Really?
for him to be this way, it's just a miracle.
It's a decision he made,
It's a
and
decision.
and it is proven well.
It's a miracle.
No,
So,
it really is proven well.
beautiful.
Praise God.
Yeah.
He's a fine man of God. And then you got Cedar Sessions, and you're singing there.
So
I mean,
that actually, I was raising money for my project that as
really?
of now is released out in the world.
and that's at Community of Faith. So you're on our. Is that our platform?
Yes.
That's our platform?
My producer.
Lucas back there.
Winkler.
Yeah, he produces many things.
Yes, many things. And I joined with him on this project. And
You just had that show, didn't you?
yeah.
I should have put that graphic up. I didn't do it.
No, you're fine.
turned out great.
It was an awesome night of music with Lee Marie, Dustin Griffith, and Kaylee Griffith, who I went to high school with. I went to prom
Now I
with.
have. Hang on. Hang
Yes,
Prom with
I'll
Kaylee?
release that
hang
story.
on. There I have that one.
Yes.
I have that because we're doing Dustin. We're going to be talking
Yeah.
to Dustin. I think I don't have it but the Lee Marie has a Facebook site. Maybe that
Yes, they
Facebook
do.
site would get you.
They do.
To your music.
Yeah. My Facebook is the official ILM because there's so many Israel Lopez is out there.
There's just a few.
I'm the official one. Okay.
Well, Troy Benetone. There's just one. It's me.
Yeah.
There is a guy down south of the border.
Yeah.
That's Tony Benitez.
Oh, well, there you go.
Benitez, and we changed a lot. No.
That's awesome.
He asked to be in our family group. So
There you go.
It could be my long lost Spanish cousin.
Yeah. There you go.
Because Italy and Spain are. I mean,
It's close.
hey, look,
It's close.
we're in Portofino. You go over the
Yep.
Italian Alps, you're in
You're there.
Spain.
You're in Spain.
And one too many bottles of Chianti, you could be there. So maybe you never know.
Is
sound
Chianti hot sauce?
Well, something like that. Something like
It
that.
sounds like it should be a hot sauce.
Yeah.
Well, let's get in here. Let me see
Yeah.
if I can find here. Let's get into some conversation. So we talked about love and truth.
Yeah.
We got that. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the end. But let me ask you a couple questions.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit on your background about how you came to Christ. I know your dad.
Yeah.
Did your dad force you? Were you ordered to become a Christian? Did you evolve as a preacher kid? Did you go out and become a crackhead and have to be saved? Just tell us your process.
Well, back in 2006 was when I got saved, and I was going to a Christian school at the time. My mom worked there, so maybe she coerced me, but no. I was actually, this was kind of strange because my mom worked at the school, but she worked late hours into it. So I actually went out and went to the staircase, and I just said, God, I know that I'm a sinner. And I know that, God, I need a personal relationship with you. Now that was my verbalization of it. But
Right.
when I became 13, I got baptized in a real river, and it was freezing cold. But yes, my dad was like, "We're getting baptized in
real
the
water,
river,
some real water,
not the baptismal, the river."
The real river.
So we drove to a river in California, and
you
he
go.
baptized me there. I started when I was young. I didn't really venture off into this whole like testimonial process.
You don't have a bunch of ugly
No,
tats.
but
and,
you will hear that in the
no,
episode of
ring.
my brother. So
Okay. All right.
that'll be his testimony. But
Everybody has their own journey. You can
Yeah.
You can have a family of 5 brothers, and everybody has a different route.
yeah, and so my personal journey, it just kind of progressed. Now it was a little bumpy because you still had to define what that looked like after the fact.
After that.
And even being in a Christian home, you try to identify, okay, I know this is what my parents believe, but what do
I believe?
And do I actually believe this?
Yeah, and where does your father's faith end and where does yours
Yeah.
begin? You got to find those lines.
Yeah, and identify that and be okay with the differences as far as the journey.
Yeah.
And knowing that those questions are okay to have, they're just not okay to stay there.
Yeah.
Because if
Absolutely.
if there's still questions, then Jesus is not the answer.
That's right.
So-
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
That's
but
wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful.
I mean, that's where I started in 2006, September 26, 2006.
So how did you get to Southern Illinois from Southern California?
Well, my uncle, Ruben Jimenez, he actually lived over here. He still lives here. And he's a retired patrol officer now. And so they're planning on leaving to Florida, but that's been said since
me
we moved
too.
here.
I'm trying, I just haven't got an exit strategy yet.
Yeah. But he actually
Could be
lives in
10,
Marion.
15, 20 more years, but
Yeah, he lives in Marion. So he told my parents back in 2007. Yeah. So it just was something that he said, look, it's better over here. You guys move up from over there. And we came over here not knowing anybody.
Wow.
And when we drove through like Oklahoma and Texas, and I was like, where are we going? Like, I don't know. And then as soon as we got to Illinois, I was like, tree. Okay, there's
something
no
here.
hope for a city.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, like actually we moved with my mom first. So it was me and my sister and my brother Daniel. And actually in Texas, Daniel had decided to go use the bathroom, stepped on a rusty nail while we were
oh no.
so literally we were cramped in the car because he was the only one who could lay down.
Oh, God.
He's been babied his whole life.
Did he get? Did he? Here's my question. Did he get lockjaw?
I don't know.
Where they always say if you step on a nail and you don't have tetanus shot, you're gonna get lockjaw.
I think he had his
terrified when I was
tetanus
a kid.
shot.
I
Yeah.
was gonna get
My
locked
dad's a
up.
surgeon. He's retired now.
Oh, wow.
My dad said he did nothing but deal with people who stepped on nails for his entire medical career. He says I don't know one person that ever got lockjaw. That's the stupidest question.
He never did.
He never. Okay, good. Just checking.
But anyways,
He doesn't have it today. He can talk.
He can talk.
Yeah, he can
see.
talk. Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, the journey was long, but we came here. 2007 was a pivotal year because it was actually my sophomore year of high school, and actually, the beginning of my sophomore year, we went to different high school. I went through 11 different schools through my 12 years.
Wow. So you've moved around a lot, even in here.
3 high schools my sophomore year.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
So I was it's and I don't think we had a contest of what making relationships actually
It was it intentional or unintentional? Just the way things roll.
it just way things rolled that we were living in certain parts of town.
As you move around, it would
as
change
we
where you
moved
live, right?
around. And we weren't military, but we were.
Well, that's
in
what
the
makes
Army
you so
Corps,
flexible. You're such a flexible guy today.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I want to get to the heart of this. We're going to take
Yeah.
about 10 minutes. We're going to have a part 2 and 3. We're going to go a lot deeper.
Yeah.
Just want people to get to know Israel. They see you. We all see you in ministry around here,
Yeah.
but just to get to know your story, your background, let people know there's a person behind the worship leader. That they
Yeah.
see. But the heart of this series that when Ben and I were sitting down is we wanted people to hear about these people that lead worship in our community, that partner with pastors like myself in bringing the gospel. But we also wanted to get at the heart of worship and help people hear from a worship leader's perspective, what are those key things that are important? How can we develop and enhance that? So I'm going to start with the hardest question we'll have for the whole series. And it's going to be philosophical for you, but for you, and take whatever time you need to, and we'll jump in. For you, what is the heart of worship? If you're getting back or getting to, like the song says, the heart of worship, how would you define that? How do you look at that? How do you see that in your own worship life, in your worship life as a worship leader? How do you envision that? And are they different? Getting back to the heart of worship. What's that?
Getting
look like?
back to the heart of worship is getting back to Jesus. It's worship is very much a context and a word that we it's an idea that we always throw around, but it's actually the embodiment of what we serve, who we serve.
Embodiment, I like that.
And it's what Romans 12:1 talks about, living sacrifice. I mean, you can't say worship without living it out. And I think we throw that so carelessly in the church world, as far as, well, come worship with us or worship here. Or, we give it so much a location that it's a person. And so true worship is that personal encounter with the Lord. And actually in this context, because worship in different religions is different.
Right.
I mean, worship through song, singing a song doesn't mean it's worship.
Right.
Dancing a dance doesn't mean it's worship. I mean, I could dance a graveyard and say I'm worshiping a God, but I have to realize that it's a heart thing. It's not
what you're saying is some people view, let's say, the worship part, the singing part, the worshiping part, more ritualistically.
Yeah.
And it could be archaic. It could be,
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
Methodology. It could be an incantation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're saying the concept of worship in the Christian perspective is uniquely different from
Yes.
all these other religions
Yes.
because
Yes.
of the embodiment of who we worship.
Yeah.
Not the practice of some esoteric faith, but a
Right.
faith in a living God.
Yes, because that is even the context of what Old Testament is. Like, God was pulling away from, there's no other one but me. And that's why he specifically wanted to start with a specific people, because he had to strip away some things that we are so used to putting in. Like, even in worship, even in Exodus, as soon as they saw God move, they were like, okay, let's build a calf. Like, let's do this. And
Yeah,
so-
they messed up. See, that was very ritualistic. They got up there, they got panicked, and they went back to the past and created something of their own.
Because how can somebody say they freed me if I can't show them who freed me?
And here you got the living God on the mountain, and they can see the presence
Yeah.
of God. I think I've talked about this Sunday a few weeks ago. The greatest temple that's referenced by God that he loved the most in the Bible wasn't Solomon's temple, wasn't Hezekiah's temple, wasn't even Moses's. It was David's tabernacle.
Yeah.
When David put that lean-to together and danced before the Lord unashamedly, even before his wife, and he brought that in there. What it says is he parked the ark in there, and it says that he put the Levitical singers back in order, and they were out there just singing. To the Bible tells us, like, the Shekinah glory of God.
Yes.
They weren't singing to David, they weren't singing to Israel.
No.
They were singing to the very presence of the Almighty, where his footstool was on the Ark of the Covenant. And they saw in the Old Testament before Jesus an absolute embodiment of God on his throne room.
Yeah. And that's the reality. In that ritualistic fashion, it's so easy to make it in that time, though this term is kind of overrated now, but the political side of it, they weren't praising a king. They weren't praising something that they could see visually. They were praising someone who actually gave them life.
Absolutely. Who gave life
and gave everything. And so even in this essence of worship, I guess we're so easy to be like, well, if I can't feel it, or if I can't taste it, or if I can't, then how can I know that it's real? So that
becomes very much about us and
Yes.
less about the Levitical priests couldn't taste anything. They were
No.
just a Shekinah and a presence. They just
They were
poured their
just there.
hearts out. And if God did anything, that was a bonus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was the biggest thing they looked forward to.
And we're all part of Spirit-filled church communities here in this room here. And we all know that in the Spirit-filled community, there can become an expectation that if God doesn't jump through certain hoops like he did last week, Beth grew up in the early charismatic church here in Southern Illinois when they came out of the denominations in the early days. And there was just a certain time in the service where the guitar player starts hitting lots of minor chords.
Yeah.
And when you hit those minor chords, sister so-and-so and so-and-so is going to give a message in tongues. There'll be a prophecy. And then eventually the preacher can get up after we celebrate that. And then next week you have the same repeat and wash.
Yeah.
That does not look any different, to be honest with you, than me growing up Methodist and knowing that we're going to do this hymn, that hymn, we're going to read the psalm, and then we're going to have the doxology.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know it felt fresh.
Yeah.
It felt fresh wind, but it wasn't. It was as ritualistic as it was. Now, did God speak in some of those times? Yeah, he spoke in some of those times.
Actually, I heard a quote from a friend of mine. Jared Gravatt actually told me this about his father had made a statement. And he said, and I know this is kind of in context is what I'm kind of bringing out this quote, but he said, you can't keep God in the box.
Right.
but you can't take him out of it either.
That's right.
And so
And
realize
you can,
that heartbeat is what I feel worship in this context. And I'm meaning that in this context. God loves to be where his people are.
And don't you think you don't have to have him jump through hoops like we do a lot of services, whether it be an old denomination, whether it be somebody trying to do the planned charismatic event. I really think what you're talking about, when we worship the embodied God, presence of God, when he connects with us, he will speak.
Yeah, he will.
There'll be an authentic speak. You can tell.
Yeah.
This isn't sister so-and-so and aunt so-and-so that every week has a good word and it's all in King James.
Yeah.
It'll be something that connects with your heart and soul. And you can feel the presence of God, and you can hear that prophecy or that word that comes and it's valid. And so I think getting back to the heart of worship, I love that. The embodiment of who we serve.
Yeah.
That's a really well said.
Because that's what it is. That's what Scripture states about in Hebrews. It talks about him being the one that is in the midst of his people. So.
Well, what I'm gonna do here with this last part of this episode, and we're gonna get much deeper. I want to just ask you. This can put you on the spot. You're gonna have to work hard, and you guys can help out here. Ask whatever questions you want. What are your basic principles? Getting to that heart of worship, getting to that embodiment, inviting that presence to come for, they would worship. And if you read in Solomon's temple, the Holy Ghost would come down and fill the temple, or you would see this manifestation occur. There was something that their hearts would pour out that would invite God, and God just cannot not come to his people when their hearts are rendered. When their hearts are poured out and rendered and torn, Papa comes. He does. He sends the Holy Ghost. It comes.
When we're vulnerable.
When we're vulnerable, he comes. And you can't fake that. I guess you can get good at doing it. And there is, I think some churches have much more visitation of God because they're authentically there. They get there quicker. And some churches it's once a decade. Some churches it's every Sunday. But what are your best principles or keys to having worship that connects to it? What are those 2 or 3, 4 things that you're looking for to make sure that's happening, that create that environment that allows the Shekinah to shine?
Well, first, primary, it has to be about him. As the leader, you must be about him because you're leading other people to sing about him.
Right.
So that's first and foremost.
So it's Christ-centered first, always.
Christ-centered, always.
Crystal-centered.
That he's on the throne, so why should it be about anybody else or anything else?
And we're going to get much deeper in this one too, because I'm going to take your heart. I got some.
Yeah, you're fine.
I love where you are. I'm excited about it already. So I just go to 2 right now, but we'll get there because I think you're just right. You're right over the target.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Focused on him. What's your next key? 2 or 3 keys that kind of get you into that role as a worship leader, so people can understand the process of standing before God and bringing the people that you're leading worship with before God.
Scripture, having the understanding of what am I saying? Is this saying what the word says? Because that is what he has spoken.
So you don't just need the latest pop ballad that's been written by some Christian music artist that may or may not make sense.
Right. But it's kind of like translations, though. Someone may say it in a new way, but a new way doesn't mean it's wrong. But you just have to bring it to correlate. What is this new way saying? Is it saying what Scripture is saying, or is it just saying something new just to be new?
Is it authentically?
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, just like a new translation would have a new language.
Always test everything.
Yeah,
don't just accept everything.
So we're going to focus on him. You're going to make sure there's an understanding of Scripture connected to the worship. All right, and then do you have any more big steps? 2 or 3? I mean, 1 or 2 more. I'm not trying to get you to give 10.
No, no. This one is. Just,
I want to see what Israel goes when I set up for a Sunday. When you walk in and get your game face on. When I played football, there's certain things I did before I got on the field. Yours is get my eyes on him. Make sure I'm grounded in the Scripture.
Yeah.
What else do you have to have
the
tied up?
The final thing is just spirit led, because I actually plan songs almost a week to 3 weeks in advance.
There's nothing wrong with being prepared.
No, there's nothing wrong, but it's also being willing to know, like, if God has spoken this day in existence and we have planned this service last week, then I know God has a word for today already.
Right.
Because it's already been done.
It's kind of working.
So it's about ministry. Is it ministering to the Father as it's ministering to the people?
At the same time, if God's moving in the service and you have prepared songs, you're able to navigate and have some
Yeah, I
flexibility
mean,
too.
there'll be sometimes when the altar call comes and I'll be playing Lord of the Rings theme. Because
Does your
I think
church
that's
blow
what-
up if you change songs and the click track doesn't work with it? And does everything come to a stop? And
I mean,
And just-
that depends on what volunteers I have playing with me,
Yeah.
going with the flow. But I mean, the way that we have built, or the way that the leader builds that community or that volunteership, understanding that they're not professional musicians,
Right.
but if they're flowing with the spirit of worship, then we're unified whether the click goes off or it doesn't.
do you play keyboard or guitar?
I play keyboard.
Keyboard,
That's the
that's right.
only instrument I
So,
play.
so
other
the,
than
the
French
but the
horn.
nice thing about being a keyboard player
Yeah.
is even if everybody can't go with it, you can go
Yeah.
by yourself.
Right.
And that's the strength that I find in Ben.
Oh, yeah.
Ben's highly prepared, but I've never seen Ben that can go wherever he needs to.
I've
Because
never been called highly prepared.
no,
in my
you do.
life.
You come in
No,
prepared. Lucas makes you prepared,
Yeah.
but
Well, I will say I've seen the live streams and I've seen, like I said, I will be gladly to say this. I'm the biggest church hopper supporter of all
I
my
love it.
friends.
I love it.
I love watching. My wife can attest to this episode and she'll probably repost that, but that's the reality of it. Like I have seen time and time again how much the spirit is flowing in my friends,
Right.
as much as what I have seen in my own,
Right.
congregation and what I've seen in experience. So.
yeah, I'm not sure between you guys. Just this is a bonus question. We'll get out of this in a minute because
Yeah.
this is fabulous. I'm not sure. It's going to be interesting talking to some of the worship leaders because we do have some worship leaders we'll be talking to that aren't lead. They don't lead. I had one time that didn't lead himself, and I kind of swore that off. Because what's nice about having a leader that can lead, if when the power goes off here, his acoustic works,
Yeah.
and a keyboard may or may not work, but you can at least lead on your own. If everything
Well,
hits the fan,
Yeah, it's whatever you have. That's why it boils down to everything else is just extra.
is extra because you're just worshiping
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Your voice, even if you lose, I don't know who quoted this, but they said like, even if I lose my hands, my body, I'll say it, I'll yell it. But realize that very embodiment, if people know that I'm a worshiper, no matter how I come to lead worship that morning, they will know, hey, we're going to worship.
What's weird is you talk about being planned. You
Yeah.
talk about being highly planned,
Yeah.
but then you use the word spirit led
Yeah.
in the same sentence. That would almost make you a Methodist.
Almost.
Yeah, because they were very methodical, but John Wesley was very
come
also
here then.
spirit led. I mean, in a sense,
Yeah.
because but a lot of people say, well, if you're planned, you can't be spirit led, and I've always said that's
Well,
crazy.
There's a difference between being spontaneous and being spirit led.
Yeah, and being obstinate, and
there's-
just feeling like I got to do
yes.
these songs in this bridge this way and this.
Because let me tell you, like any artist, like Willie Nelson can be spontaneous. Doesn't
Yeah.
make it spirit led.
Yeah,
So.
that's right. And being
I
flexible.
could be very, and that's just what I've been, and I've been trained, to understand that there is organization, but in the spirit, the kingdom has a way of flowing.
Yeah.
So my kingdom has to bow before his kingdom.
That's right.
So,
And what I think one thing you've put out, I know Lucas is in the room. He's a producer for a lot of things
Oh, yeah.
in our church as well. And I'm always impressed with our team's flexibility
Yeah.
in making those adjustments, both on the platform and in the booth. Because behind the booth, some churches have programmed lighting shows. You start changing. Lucas shaking his head because he's been in those churches where, I mean, the lights don't move if you don't move them on the beat. Now, what do you do now? You're having to free fall it.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the worship teams that come into that same philosophy, that share that. We're going to get into that couple of episodes, how you develop that culture in your team to be able to match that in the pulpit. And that, I think it's a philosophy that a leader takes, and you give your people freedom to freestyle too, or to be led as well. So it transfers. Yeah.
it's always connection.
Because if
It's
everybody in the
connection.
booth if you go one way, you go one way, and everybody in the booth's all of a sudden angry at you for going the other way, that will quench the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I
Yeah.
have guest spoken churches. I've taken a guest musician with me back in the day when I used to travel and speak all place, and I'd go off and say, hey, I want this song, and I could just I didn't know it caused a problem, and they said, you can't do that to us again. I said, no, well, my musicians got no problem with it. They said, but our whole booth was just upset.
And that's the thing, because I'm not just leading the people who are watching, I'm leading the people in my booth as well. And they're
People don't realize that when they see you worshiping, they see you, Ben, worshiping Lucas, they see you on the platform. They all think Lucas is singing. Lucas is talking to other people, making sure the boat's flowing. It's like row 1, 2, 3, row 1, 2, 3. Lucas is not singing. I don't think people understand why you're carrying the flame.
Right.
You're also bringing a choir along.
Yes.
And that's not just
me.
Not just the text, but it's also the crowd.
Yeah.
So, hey, great start. We're going to pop out here.
Yeah.
And guys, if you like this, it's going to get a lot better. I got better questions. I do have better questions. So let me just remind you, Love and Truth Church, Sundays 9 and 11 o'clock. Come out and see them. Wednesdays, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
You see the web link there, email link, and Facebook link. Don will put all that up in the description. Pastor Bob and Terry, please greet them on my behalf.
I will.
And we will be back in part 5 of this whole Worship Leader of Southern LA series. We'll have Israel back, and we'll be talking more about his incredible work. So thank you for joining us here on the Doc. Ben, thanks for co-hosting with us today. Mother Beth as well. Mm-hmm. You can always find us, as always, at onthedoc.org. Email us at info@onthedoc.org. We'd love to tell you about our program. You can go to onthedoc.org and you can download any of our mediums to watch this, especially YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. Check out our other platforms as well, and get out and connect with us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, and Getter, and hit subscribe, like, hit notify. Have your wife tell people about the show. She can spread it.
She'll spread it.
Spread it. And you can always become a partner or a sponsor through our Patreon site. Hey, listen, we really want you to go try Love and Truth Church.
Yes.
But if you want to go to 2 churches, Community Faith Church is always willing to have you as well. We have our promo up there too, but no, go to their church. You can come down some other time. No. We're here for you today, and we love you guys. And again, thank you.
You can watch online.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right.
That's a new thing now.
Yeah,
Come on.
all of us can watch online. Hey, let me go back to that. You can watch us online at coftv.com, Facebook, and our YouTube as well. But we're so excited. Now, listen, we've got a special feature here as we go out on this episode. And as I say goodbye to everybody for this episode, we have done something very special on this Worship Leaders of Southern LA series. We have asked Israel to come in and provide us a taste of his worship experience. So as we go out on this On the Doc episode, we'll see you on the next one. You're going to be experiencing none other than the incredible music of Israel Lopez as he leads you to the throne of God. We're out.
Distractions begin to fade. In the light of your glory display. And hear my soul calling you. Come do what you want to do. And I need you, Lord, and I need you more, and more than the air I breathe. 'Cause you satisfy my deepest cry, and you are the bread of life. And you are the one true King. Even death had to bend its knee. All the shadows will run away. Oh, yes, they will. In the light of your glory are the bread of life. Oh, yes. Rain down, rain down. The windows of heaven are open now. Pour out, pour out. The power of your presence all around. Rain down, rain down. The windows of heaven are open now. Pour out, pour out. The power of your presence all around. Oh yes, it's all around. And I